Hello viewers. Today, we will discuss about indefinite leave to remain by asylum. We will try to cover brief overview, eligibility, family applying as dependents, application process, decision time. Brief overview. You may be able to apply for indefinite leave to remain, ILR, if you have protection status, permission to stay as a refugee or person with humanitarian protection. Discretionary leave. Section 67 leave. Indefinite leave to remain is how you settle in the UK. It's also called settlement. It gives you the right to live, work and study here for as long as you like, and apply for benefits if you're eligible. You can use it to apply for British citizenship. Your family members may also be able to apply. If you have Section 67 leave, you can only include your child in your application. Family members to join you in the UK, you will need to apply for a family visa. If they're already in the UK as your dependent, they can apply to stay in the UK with you if they're eligible. This includes children born in the UK. Partners and children outside the UK. Your family members may be able to apply to be reunited with you in the UK if your family was formed before you fled your country. If you formed your family after you left, they must first apply for a visa to join you in the UK. This also applies if they're not eligible to apply as your partner or child. There's no fee if you have protection status or Section 67 leave. This will also apply to your partner or child. If you have discretionary leave, it costs £2,885 for you and each other person you include in your application. You'll usually get a decision within 6 months. If you have discretionary leave and you paid to use the super priority, you'll get a decision within 2 working days. Eligibility. You must have a residence card if you have protection status, either permission to stay as a refugee or person with humanitarian protection. If you have discretionary leave or Section 67 leave, you must still meet the eligibility criteria for your type of leave. Check your documents to see what your criteria are. Time in the UK. You can apply after 5 years in the UK if you have either protection status, permission to stay as a refugee or person with humanitarian protection, Section 67 leave. If you have discretionary leave, you can apply after 6 years if you were first given discretionary leave on or before the 8th of July 2012. 10 years if you were first given discretionary leave from the 9th of July 2012. Family applying as dependents. Your family members may be eligible for indefinite leave status, either permission to stay as a refugee or person with humanitarian protection, or discretionary leave. Your family must both. You already be in the UK. Have formed before you left your country. If your family members cannot get indefinite leave to remain because they're not in the UK, they may be able to join you another way. They can either apply to be reunited with you, if you formed your family before you left. Apply for a family visa, if you formed your family after you left. If you have Section 67 leave, you can only include your child in your application. If you want other family members to join you in the UK, you will need to apply for a family visa. Application. You should apply during the last month of your current permission to be in the UK. You must apply online. The form you use depends on your situation. Once you've started your application, you can save your form and complete it later. Documents you need to provide when you apply. You'll usually get a decision within 6 months. If your partner and children need to apply separately, they can apply as the partner of someone with refugee status or humanitarian protection. Apply as the child of someone with refugee status or humanitarian protection. Apply for a family visa, if you have Section 67 leave. Your partner and children will need to provide biometric information, usually fingerprints and a photo, at a UK visa and citizenship application services, UKVICAs, point. Getting a decision. You'll usually get a decision within 6 months. If you have discretionary leave and you paid to use the super priority service, you'll get a decision within 2 working days. Working days are Monday to Friday, not including bank holidays. You cannot use the super priority service if you have protection status, permission to stay as a resident with humanitarian protection, or Section 67 leave. You must not travel outside the UK, Ireland, the Channel Islands, or the Isle of Man until you get a decision. Your application will be withdrawn if you do. You'll be contacted if your application is complex and will take longer, for example, if your supporting documents need to be verified, if you need to attend an interview, because of your personal circumstances, for example if you have a criminal conviction. If your application for ILR is refused. If you have protection status, permission to stay as a refugee or person with humanitarian protection, or discretionary leave, you might still be able to stay in the UK. Your decision letter will explain what you've been offered instead of indefinite leave to remain. If you have Section 67 leave, you will need to apply for another form of leave, for example, a visa, to stay in the UK. All related link has been mentioned box. Thank you for watching.